Hi everybody, this is Life with Leonard and welcome to another episode. I received a very emotional email from one of my subscribers and she's going through a breakup, and I'm currently busy responding through a video on 5 things that you can do to help you get through a breakup. But I thought before I get there, before I release that video, I'd spice things up a little bit. So I went out and I asked random strangers if they've ever had their heart broken. I was so touched by their responses. Thank you so much for sharing your heart really with us all. I am sure that it will touch and inspire many who are going through similar situations. And please guys, before we get to the video, please remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it, and leave your comments in the comment section below. And while you all enjoy the video, I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and I will see you soon. So have you ever had your heart broken?
Yes, I have.
What happened?
It depends on what one you want to know about. The one is losing a parent, and the one is being disappointed by someone. But the most important one I remember is by losing a parent. So yeah, that's the one that's...
How long ago?
That was about 15 years ago. Yeah.
And where are you now?
Where am I now? I am actually overcoming it. Not 100%, but I'm getting there. So the only way that you can overcome it is by accepting. So I accept the fact that God has took my mother. So yeah.
You've mentioned 2 losses,
yes,
or heartbreaks.
Yes.
I think it will be unfair to ask you which one is worse, but I'm going to put it to you anyway. Is it a different? How would you describe the difference in feelings, or is there a difference?
There is a difference in feeling, because the one is your parent, the one that you ever wanted to be with, and the one is like a relationship, because you know you can get a relationship again, you just can't get a parent back again.
So have you ever had your heart broken?
I have, yes.
What happened?
We were dating for 2.5 years. I stayed locally in the same area and then decided to go to the same university. Had our orientation together, all of that, and then as soon as, or the day before university started, she decided to break up with me. Just so she could be free and available for the first year, and so she doesn't have to feel guilty. And I mean, it was a tough time then, and it's been about 5 months, 6 months from the breakup, and I mean, it's been tough, but you get through it. I mean, it heals over time.
My ex-wife, she left me with my child. But that's, I came home one day and then I found out that my own family helped her. So yeah, and I was kind of heartbroken because I tried to fix things, but she didn't want to do anything.
And how long ago did this happen?
That happened like 7 years ago. 7 years ago, yeah. And it's not easy getting over it, but with the help and support of a loved one, it's easy to overcome.
And where are you now?
Where am I now? I'm actually overcoming it thanks to the new relationships that I'm building now.
That's me.
Well, back 2009, I think I was almost 17. Yes. I failed my grade 10, and the people at that time, I thought they have more because I had so much love as I do right now for them, and I did support them to whatever they did at that time, because I always believe that like they are my siblings and they are my blood. And when I failed my grade 10, those guys laughed at me like ain't nobody's business, and I couldn't have a problem with that. But the problem that I had is that the love that I have, like people have outside in the street, and the support that they give me is more than they did to me, because my family, what they did to me is that when they laugh at me as they did, for me, I feel like betrayed. I know it's me who failed, not them, but they are expected to support me, to lift me up, to motivate me. But the only person that have to motivate me is myself and my friends from the outside. I graduated in 2016 because I finished my diploma there. And I remember when I went to graduation, because my mom, she's always been busy and she's always at work, and because of she's a single mother, she had to do everything for us. Then she didn't make it to our graduation, but in my family, ain't nobody went there. And after that, I remember when I got the award in Joburg, there was supposed, like at that time, I was given 2 tickets, which is I have to fly with somebody I want to fly with. So for me, I wanted to fly with my family, but ain't nobody wanted to. I went to Joburg alone, and in UJ, because the award ceremony was there. I went to UJ alone, knowing anybody. At that time I didn't have even a phone, because you know when you still at school, like you don't have even a smartphone. Couldn't take a picture, I couldn't do anything because I didn't know anybody in Joburg. I just went there to attend the ceremony, to get my award and come back to Cape Town. And even now, if you can ask me like, tell me when you were in UJ and what is the picture that shows where you were at that ceremony, I can't show you because I don't have evidence for it. When I went to my graduation, I didn't even have a single picture from my graduation because I couldn't have enough facilities to take a picture of that, and still as no family member was there to support me as well. But still for me it was okay because I couldn't have a problem with that, because I told myself this is my journey and this is my life, and it's all about me. And I also give a big shout out to my mother for supporting me and do whatever it takes to make sure I get in the top.
Yes.
What happened?
We were in love and then it just couldn't happen. That's all.
How long ago?
Like a year.
And how long were you guys together?
Together is a very strong word. Probably like 6 months, I think.
And how did you feel?
Very confused and sad, but I'm good now. So,
What advice would you give?
just talk to your friends, man. They're great. They're the best. Just find comfort in them.
We were 4 years together, so he left me when I was 3 months pregnant. So I went through the pregnancy all alone. He took someone new in his life. It was when I was 8 months pregnant. So it was a hard time. It was very heartbroken. It was a very sad moment. And the day of giving birth, he came by with his girlfriend in front of the car. She was sitting in the passenger side. So that was a painful moment, and I don't want to experience that ever in my life again. I was crying for 2 years, and I was praying a lot, asked God for healing, and it took 2 years for him. He started talking to me now, 3 weeks ago, after all that had happened. You know, I can say I'm doing good now. And we're only talking about our kids, and I'm not interested in men now at the moment. It's gonna take a long time for me to still get over that. I'm afraid to love actually again. I'm afraid to love.
What advice would you give to somebody that is perhaps currently now where you were 3 years ago?
All I can say is just pray and believe that God will heal you.
First I have to define it's not perhaps in the conventional sense of heartbroken, in terms of a romantic relationship ending or something like that. It's more about the act of having to accept that your dream or what you perceive your life would go into isn't actually the way that life turns out to be, or you have to give up on a dream due to unforeseen circumstances. And that's something that I've had my odds, I had relationships that it didn't end well, very terrible, but I don't think it really compares to, well, for me, it didn't compare to actually having to give up on a dream due to unforeseen circumstances. So it's something that from my own experience, was a lot harder to deal with, was a lot more heartbreak, and just having to face the decision, is it truly over? Do you have to accept it and try to find some different way of life, or something different to do with your life, or pursue something else, or to keep fighting? It's such a hard decision to make. And at the end of the day, life happens. It never takes the road you want to. And yeah, that's really one of the hardest things that I've ever had to face in my life. And it's really something that left me heartbroken. I really love mathematics and science. So I studied physics and mathematics, and it just didn't really work out. But there's more than one way to pursue a life in science. So I tried a lot of things. Tried the university, tried to go on my own, do some research, in my off time, stuff, things. But it really never really seems to work out. This happened over a course of a couple of years. So yeah, I can't really pinpoint it to a time. It's more a continuous process, unfortunately, and that's what makes it so hard. It's a constant battle every day, instead of just one singular event.
Where are you now, and how do you cope?
That's why I say, should one really give up on an event? I'm still pursuing it in my own manner. Still pursuing to be honest, I can't really tell you how I'm coping, because sometimes it really breaks me down. Still, sometimes I'm not worried about it. I don't really think there's an answer, or if there is, it's something that I don't know.
What keeps you strong?
I suppose hope, that someday, by some chance, it'll work out the way I want it to, or I just accept it. One day I wake up and I accept, this is the way my life goes, this is the trajectory I'm following. So whichever one comes first, I assume.
Well, it's happened in the year 2016, whilst I was still struggling for survival, like life. As a young guy, I've been struggling a lot to feed myself and my family. I'm the last born of my family, So the little I gathered in my time, 2016, I tried to put it in a business. Then my mom invited my uncle to maybe support the business, because she thought I was still little for the business. So my uncle took me to a place in West Africa where this business is going up, nice business. And then he said he's gonna buy the stuff, and then we're gonna sell them. So I invested my heart in. All my life, it was equivalent in dollars, 2,700 US dollars. I give all to him, and then he said he imported those items for us to start selling. I waited for good 2 years instead of 2 months. I didn't see no goods, no business, no 2,700 US. It was so heartbroken for my own uncle, someone I call my blood, or my brother, or my father, to do something like that to me. So it was so heartbroken. I had to struggle after then, because I couldn't wait anymore. I'm not getting any younger, though I am a young guy. I'm not getting any younger, and my family is that type that struggles for survival as well. So I had to push up, and then I got this lucky that a bigger brother of mine that stays here in South Africa, called me over one day and said, you're not helping your life where you are in West Africa. You just need to come up here to South Africa. Let's see if we can build up something together. So from there, here I am in South Africa, proudly the owner of Ice King Jewelry, and in collab with my brother, Destiny Code July. So it's a beautiful thing for me to be here in South Africa. But it pains me a lot that my own blood, would I say it's a dupe or a scam on me. Yeah, that was much of a heartbreak. It's more than a heartbreak to me.
So what is your relationship like with your uncle at the moment?
Yeah, I haven't seen him from that day till today. Ever since he left, I heard that he traveled to the States. I don't know, but ever since then, I never heard from him or speak to him. Yeah. So I forgive them for everything because I'm much better than I used to be. So I don't have any grudges with him. Yeah. So for me, I would say I'm cool with him, but I've never spoken to him or seen him from then.
There are many people in the same sort of situation at the moment as you were a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Especially with family. There's always a sensitive issue and a sensitive topic. What advice would you give to them?
One advice I would give to them is they should never lose focus, no matter what, a family member or any oppression you got in this life. You should never lose focus because the time ahead of you is more than the time behind you. So you shouldn't relax because there's no much time left for you in this life. You should fight the best you can and then leave the rest for the Most High. He's gonna sort everything out. It happens just in the twinkle of an eye. So everything is gonna be fine. Even though you have a heartbreak of anything, then just try to move on and then you'll be better than the way you were. That's one thing I know and I believe for sure.
What does your future look like?
My future. I've always admired this guy, Johnny Deng I think he's a Pakistani, I don't know, but he's a light-skinned guy. I've always admired him. He's a jeweler. So I've always wanted to be that high as him in my future. I just want to be famous and I just want to be well known. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I think my future will look like.
Thank you so much.